Welcome to Just the Tip, a fantasy football podcast with your tippers, Matt, Dispatch.
These are just our tips, so take them easy, take them hard. It's up to you.
Ryan, the tagless Haynes.
Most bizarre Haynes brief that there's ever been.
And Matt, hi, or Regan.
Yeah, I hear you, and I definitely would take the shot on it because you'd be dumb not to.
Coming to you from the heart of New England. Get ready to take some tips.
Well, boys, season 3. Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
I'm just surprised they let us record still.
It's true. Welcome back, takers, to Just a Tip, a fantasy football podcast. We are starting our first episode of season 3. We are Just a Tip, where we give you just our tips on everything fantasy football. Take home championships, as long as you take our advice, not any other podcasts out there. Well, we would never listen to another one. Just this one, right? We're good. We're experts. Yeah. We win a lot. Well, not Regan. Regan's back after his hiatus of vacation. Usually we start around St. Patrick's Day, but no, he had to go to Mexico and not get a tan. What's up, Regan?
You know what? Sucks to be back with you guys. Rather be in Mexico.
I'm
no,
sure.
I'm just kidding. Vacation was awesome. Much needed. I'm glad I'm back. It's gonna take a lot to get back into this, though, fellas. It was nice being on the beach, though, watching free agent pickups, though.
You were looking at your phone? God. I would not be.
Actually, I wasn't. I just lied. I left my phone in the safe the entire time. Way to call me out.
Smart. But no, you heard some stuff. I know you checked it occasionally because we were messing with you.
People telling me.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
Nice.
I'm sure. Sounds like a great time. And speaking of great time, Ryan the Tagless Haynes, you're always a good time. How you doing?
I thought that was going somewhere
Doing
else.
well, man. I was gonna say if I only listened to you guys, I'd be fucked.
You would. That is very true. Very true. I don't advise doing that.
No, definitely seek a second opinion.
Tips.
Join us for the entertainment, and then get a second opinion elsewhere.
It's called averages.
Entertainment.
I mean, I will say, if you're going to listen to anybody, you should listen to me. 11 leagues, 11 playoff appearances in the last 2 years. So,
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
You got 2 years. I'm golden.
Did you not notice what I was wearing, Ryan?
It's very nice.
Jersey that you got me for winning.
Just don't stand up again. Don't stand up.
No.
For those watching, we had a whole set collapse because Mac decided to stand up and show off his jersey pre-show.
Oh, you begged me to.
And then we regretted it.
And mistakes happened, but too bad we weren't recording.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
It would have been perfect.
It would have. But anyway, takers, we're going to get into a bit of leftover thoughts on free agency. It's pretty much winding down. I think people are in a holding pattern until the draft. But I know, Regan, you got a little catching up to do since you were away. So we'll get into that. We'll have our tip-off question, some tips with that. And then I have a little game to play with you guys. Easter is on the horizon. So we're going to have a little Easter egg hunt, dynasty theme, though. So stick around for that. And then, we're just going to talk about some draft picks for your dynasty league, because how many days away until the NFL draft? Like 20? Not
21.
even? 21? All right. Look at that. It's almost like I know how to count.
That's 3 weeks, fellas.
It is 3 weeks. Some exciting times. We'll have Dynasty Brit on our next episode, or the episode after that. We'll see how that works out and talk all rookies. So it'll be a fun time. Before we get to that, guys, let's start off with the tip-off question.
And it is head
Okay.
I heard that one before.
All right, guys. Tip-off question here. Big news happening in New England this week. Mac Jones was apparently shopped around to a bunch of other teams, but that's only according to the fraud Mike Florio. I don't know. Bill hasn't come out to deny it. Robert Kraft hasn't come out to deny it. So what's going on? Does this mean it's kind of like a two-part question for the tip-off? Does this mean they're getting Lamar Jackson to come in? They got to trade away Mac Jones. He's kind of like a Joe Flacco. Maybe the Ravens want him instead, and a couple first rounders. What do you guys think?
I'm going to lead off with my my Twitter. I put up something that I think could happen, and I thought it was pretty interesting. But I was thinking a 3-way trade involving San Fran, New England, and Baltimore.
Ew.
Trey Lance to Baltimore, Lamar Jackson to New England, and Mac Jones to San Fran, the quarterback that they should have took, the one that they traded up to take, and then for some reason got Trey Lance. So obviously there would be picks involved and whatnot. And this is really, I'm just throwing it out there for a conversation piece, but all three of these teams could really use a QB change. That being said, on your Bill thing, he can't decline it because he can't say anything because it will give away a lot of things. Meaning, why didn't you say anything about this one or the next one? He's a very secretive guy. He doesn't want to mess with the mischievousness, I guess.
No shenanigans.
I think it's real, though.
You think it's real? All right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of shenanigans. It was a whole circus last year, so I figured he'd want to come out and squash any rumors that weren't true, but we'll see. Ryan, how about you? What are you expecting? What are your thoughts on this? Cool. He can't hear us.
Quite all right. What do you think about my little trade, though, Mac? I think it was interesting, but
it would be rough. Fun because you are right. San Fran wanted to come back to get Mac Jones. They wanted to trade up for him, but then they got cold feet somehow.
Right.
And I think people just hyped up Trey Lance a lot, which is unfortunate because they spent a lot to trade up for him. So, we'll see if they dodge a bullet with Mac Jones and with Trey Lance and not getting Mac Jones instead. Time will tell. But if the Patriots actually want to make some noise in this division, they should trade for Lamar.
Yeah,
I would.
Only can trade for a seasoned veteran. That's the only way they can do anything. Bill wants to win, pass the records for most wins by a head coach, and he needs to win these games. Yeah, he needs at least 2 really good seasons or 3 seasons to do so. So he's not going to go get a rookie. It's not going to happen. So don't expect a draft pick. It's going to be somebody they snag or they just stick with who they got.
Yeah, like Lance Zierlein is like mocking Anthony Richardson to New England at pick 14. Like, get out of here. He's not drafting another rookie, another project. Like you said, he wants to go for that winning record. It's going to be short-lived because Tomlin's going to be around for another 20 years. And he never goes below 500. So
we'll see, though.
He'll get it.
I don't see how he could coach, or anyone could coach till they're 73, 75. That's just insane. Like, I'd be like all set.
Yeah, like especially Bill. Like, how much more do you need? Just that record. That's all.
That's all it is. It's rough because if he was good with McCorkle and had like a 10 game winning season last year, it would be way different.
Mm-hmm.
But now you could see it. His gears are turning. He's getting nervous. Does he need to leave? Does he need to go to a team that has a established offense so he can go win? Or does he stay where he's been for a while and make it work? I think there's a lot going on in the background.
I don't know. If I was Kraft, I would have fired him after last year. So that you can't do this to a second-year QB.
The worst thing you could do.
Can't roll with Matt Patricia. We went to the preseason practice that they had,
Right.
and we saw Patricia calling the plays, and then like Bill flipping out at him too. So it's like very frustrating.
Can you guys
Just as
am I back?
you
Am
are
I
back.
good?
You're good now.
What the hell? If it's not one of us, it's the other. If it's not Regan, it's me. If it's not me, it's Mac. God
It's never
damn
me.
it.
What are you talking about?
You're actually usually pretty good considering.
You are pretty good.
Mm.
Can
Not
I?
a fantasy.
Can I?
Would you like
are we
to
still
chime
talking
in?
about Mac Jones?
Yeah. For you
Yeah,
got 30
I-
seconds. Go.
This seems like a due diligence thing. It seems like those NBA fans out there, the Jaylen Brown rumors that come out every single year. Toss out a name, see what you get back. If you don't what you want, you just say no and move on. It feels like that kind of scenario. I think that's exactly what's happening. But Mac always criticizes Mac Jones. Always. He's like, after year one, he's on the bandwagon a little bit. Year two, Mac Jones sucks. Mac Jones sucks. Mac Jones sucks. So I want to play a quick game, fellas, which is tell me which quarterback this is.
Oh, here we
I'm
go.
going to read quotes from articles, and you have to tell me whether or not it's Mac Jones or Tua, because we all know how much Mac loves Tua.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Don't eat your
So-
mic. Don't eat your mic. I know you're excited.
Am I close
Go
to
ahead.
the mic?
You are. Lead back
All right.
and give me your
The
game. Let's go.
first
Okay, Fat Joe.
first quote here. One of the primary criticisms levied against blank since he entered the league is his perceived ability to push the ball downfield. Since his rookie season, he ranks 30th among qualified passers in average air yards per attempt. Is this Tua or Mac Jones?
And that's Tua, and that's written by Omar Kelly, isn't it?
Ooh, no, it's not Omar
No.
Kelly, but it is
Idiot.
Tua.
Okay.
That
It was
would've been
a
awesome.
lucky guess. Yeah. It sounds like something that he would write.
All right, the next one. Even with that perspective, Blank's arm strength and accuracy on deeper throws remains his biggest question mark as a quarterback in the NFL. He doesn't appear to have the kind of arm strength that allows him to make the back foot throws that we see from guys like Patrick Mahomes, Matt Stafford, and other big arm guys in the NFL. Mac Jones or Tua?
Tua.
Mac Jones.
That one is Mac Jones.
Damn it.
Oh, man. It's turned it up. My
Mm.
point is this, that Tua received the same criticism as Mac Jones over the course of his first two seasons, right? Mac Jones
Mhm.
primarily got it in his second season. Tua got it over the first 2 years. Their average yards per game, the two of them, Tua, 222 yards per game. Mac Jones, 219 yards per game. You know what Tua got that Mac Jones never had? Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So you give him Tyreek Hill caliber receiver, you give him a superstar wide receiver, he's going to be just fine. Just like Tua was putting out 400-yard games, 350-yard games when he was healthy. He was a top 5-6 quarterback in the NFL. That's my rant.
Yep, you're right. Mac Jones will be just fine. That's it. He'll be just fine. He's okay. He's Joe Flacco. Maybe he'll get lucky one year.
Perfect.
He's Tua. When he's healthy, he's 8-3. Everyone's
not
like,
Tua.
Dolphins
He's
are
not
winning the
Tua.
Super
Get
Bowl.
the hell out of here.
Dolphins are winning the Super Bowl. He's going all the way. He's got all the weapons. They got the best team around him.
Plus 2,500 to win the Super Bowl right now.
You wouldn't know that.
Just saying. All right, Regan. What, you have faith in Mac Jones, or are you coming to the right side and ready to move on?
No, I have no faith in the Patriots at all, but they're still my
Mm.
team, so I will follow them till we're underground.
Yep. Well, look where that got you last year.
I watched football. That was all that mattered. That's why I play fantasy. For you guys that have
Mhm.
shitty teams like Mac, you will play fantasy to make your seasons funner.
Thank you.
Anytime.
All right. Well, that was fun, Ryan. Thank you for that.
Holy shit,
Oh,
there's
no
a lot
problem.
of news.
It's true, the market is
News.
becoming saturated.
Well, I mean, it was
It's
the
his
news.
segment.
It was the news. It's fine. That's how we close out his segment. All right. Free agent signings here, Regan. Is there anybody that you want to talk about in particular? Like, you've been a while. Previous episodes, we kind of talked a lot, so we'll give you the floor.
I got 3 of them that I wrote down just because I thought I was interested in them. One of them I was pissed off at. One of them I'm intrigued, and one of them I'm ecstatic. The first one I'm pissed off about is Dearness Johnson. I've been waiting for this guy in Cleveland. This is dynasty wise. He's been a backup to Chubb and Hunt for a couple years now, and I've just been waiting for him just to go ahead and take the reins. And guess what? He's not. Now he's behind Travis Etienne in Jacksonville. Great. Thanks a lot. Now you're behind somebody else. That being said, you're going to probably get a little bit more run. Right. But he's only on I believe it's a 1-year deal. So he's got to prove it. I'm just bummed out about it. So I've been waiting on dropping this guy for the past 2 years. Do I drop him now?
No. Not at all.
He's a backup.
And
but there's a good possibility with Etienne.
We know running backs, nobody lasts a whole season. It's very rare.
Especially with an extra game.
Yep. Somehow Saquon and McCaffrey did. I don't know. And Dalvin Cook, but still.
Also,
chances are in your favor.
Running backs are advocating for themselves nowadays. They don't want to run the ball 20 to 25 times. They don't want to get burnt out in that rookie contract. I'll be surprised if Dearness Johnson gets some carries. That's if they don't add in the draft or add another free agent. Because right now I think it's just Dearness Johnson and Snoop Connor. I think those are 2 and 3.
I dropped Snoop Connor. I was sick of that. Anyways,
it's not the worst drop. It's not the worst drop.
That's okay.
I had to get there was some good free agents to grab. Elijah Moore is my next one. I'm sure you guys have talked about him, but I really think he's going to be a nice PPR piece in Cleveland to match up with Cooper. I just really like this. They traded a second round for him. They're going to use him. He wants to move to a team where he's going to get used. I think this is a great location for him. And then the last one that I'm really ecstatic about, but it could be completely shut down with, the draft, is Damian Harris to Buffalo. Buffalo finally has a running back that they can lean on that runs hard, runs through the hole. He was absolutely stellar with the Patriots. They got a really good guy here. I know he was kind of like hampered last year with an injury, so hopefully he can get right. He really has James Cook and Nyheim Hines there right now. To me right now is a better running back than both of them, at least for a 3-down back. James Cook is not a 3-down back. So Damian Harris is going to get the bulk of the carries. The running back position is wide open on this team, with Singletary going to Texans. So pretty pumped about that. And I hope he stays, out of a lot of people's radars for us.
I would agree with you that it's wide open. I would agree with you that Damian Harris probably gets the bulk of like first down, maybe I would say maybe first down carries, goal line carries, 3rd and 1. But I do think James Cook is going to be a very versatile option for this Buffalo offense. I think they spent a high draft capital on him last year. He was a 2nd-round pick, and they're going to intend to use this guy. So it's probably going to be the split situation. But I personally like James Cook's outlook for this season. And I think matching up with Damian Harris versus like another higher end free agent or like an Austin Eckler who's been rumored or like a top end rookie, I think this is a better situation for him being paired with Damian Harris than any of those players.
Yeah, and just to add something to that, you got to think of, you guys said he's going to get the goal line carries. They get to the goal line a lot. So that is promising. But very good point, James Cook. I do think I have him in all my dynasty leagues. So, whoa, we got an update, fellas. I've been on here.
You're on the clock, Reeks. Who you drafted?
Breaking news.
Oh, let's shut that off. But yeah, that's what I got, guys. And then Dalton Schultz, he needs a new agent. What an idiot. That's about it.
His fault, man. He turned down that contract. What was it, last year or something? And then took the franchise tag or something. It was oof.
Idiot. 1
Yep.
year
Betting on
deal,
himself.
possibly worth $9 million with Houston.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I don't mind the landing spot though with Brandon Cooks out of there, but lower end tight end for top 12, lower end tight end one.
Speaking of Cooks,
I was listening to the footballers, and they were saying that they made mention that Josh Oliver signed a $7.5 million contract with the Minnesota Vikings. Dalton Schultz got a $9 million contract. Josh Oliver got $7.5 million. You guys, Reeks, are you familiar with Josh Oliver?
no.
just to, yeah, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. So that just puts it into perspective a little bit.
It's pathetic.
I did like your Elijah Moore comment, though. I think middle of 21, he showed a lot of signs that he's a very talented player. He had 6 double-digit PPR point performances in fantasy out of 7 games
On the Jets.
during that stretch on the Jets with Joe Flacco, with Mike White, with Zach Wilson, and then he started to complain. He started to whine. He kind of got put on the back burner with Saleh, and but he's clearly a very, very talented player. So I think he's going to be a great option in Cleveland for sure.
Why, thank you for agreeing.
Welcome.
One can hope. Anything else we want to talk on free agency signings at all?
Yeah, I had a quick question for you guys. DJ Chark signing, Mac, we didn't talk about this last time, goes to Carolina. Obviously, last year he showed during stretches of the season that he still has it. Like he's still a guy that can put up top tier numbers. I'm curious to see if he can get back to his 2019 form. I think he had 83, 84 receptions, 1,000+ yards. Pro Bowl level season. Who out of these quarterbacks that are going to be selected, who do you think would be the best fit specifically for DJ Chark on Carolina, not necessarily the team? Mac, go ahead.
What's rookie quarterback? It would be Stroud would be the best one for him, but the more accurate, but looks like they're going with Bryce Young. Anybody but Anthony Richardson.
Did you see reports of that today for Bryce Young?
So a lot of rumors, well, not a lot of rumors, a lot of talk is happening right now on Bryce Young and Carolina and how they absolutely love him. So let's see. Chris Mortensen, Bryce Young is the pick. They all love him. Peter King, Bryce Young has a lot of fans inside the Panthers. And just coincidentally, the line moved to -105 for Bryce Young as the first overall pick. That moved from, I got it a couple weeks ago at +200 for him being the first overall pick. So looks like it's happening, boys. Bryce Young to the Panthers, which I'm sure Jim Irsay is going to be pretty upset about that.
I actually think this is the right. I think this would be a great fit for DJ Chark. This is best case scenario for DJ Chark. I also think that from a production standpoint, and from an athleticism standpoint, like I think Bryce Young fits that team a little bit better than CJ Stroud. He's just able to extend plays. He's able to use his legs a little bit more than CJ Stroud. There's kind of like this hype around CJ Stroud. Like, yes, he didn't show us that throughout his college career, but in the semifinal last year versus Ohio State, he showed us that, he can use his legs to get out of trouble. He can make some smart decisions with using his legs and deciding on when to pass, when to run, whatever. And I just think that's a really small sample size. That's not his game. His game is staying in the pocket. His game is being accurate and being able to be that traditional pocket passer. Bryce Young is a player who, when you have a DJ Chark, who is an incredibly, incredibly athletic receiver, If you look at his scouting report from when he first entered the league, he was the number one. He had the number one athletic score out of that class. Out of players that were targeted 50 plus times last year, he was 5th in yards per catch, which is
Damn.
pretty impressive. That means if Bryce Young can extend plays and move around the pocket with his legs, DJ Chark is going to be able to separate himself downfield, and he's going to have an opportunity to be that big playmaker that Carolina needs. And that's what DJ Chark, that's what put him on the map to begin with. So that's why I think Bryce Young is going to be the best quarterback for DJ Chark. And I think he's probably the best quarterback for the Panthers.
Do you have him number 1?
I would say after researching this a little bit, he was kind of like that number 1 prospect coming into this year, and it's moved around as we get closer to the draft, which I think happens a lot. But last year he was the guy. I think he's number 1 for me. Yeah. And then I would go Stroud 2, and then I would probably take the upside of Richardson 3, but Levis is starting to get some momentum too. So he might surpass Richardson.
Possibly. I guess a lot of people aren't liking the meetings with him, like his personality and stuff's rubbing people the wrong way. So I was just looking up some stuff. So that year that Chark had in 2019.
Yep.
You know who his quarterback was?
Blake Bortles?
No. That's what I thought at first.
Me too.
Gardner?
Yep, Gardner Minshew.
Yes.
For 14 games. So a little guy that could scramble a little bit, like Bryce Young. He's just like him, Gardner Minshew.
I love Gardner Minshew.
Perfect.
I do too. I hope he gets a chance.
The biggest knock on Bryce Young is durability, which is to me, I think, kind of crazy because he wasn't a guy that got hurt a lot in college. So it's just people thinking, like, looking at his size,
speculating,
foreshadowing that and speculating that he's going to be this injury risk, although we don't have evidence of that in the past. And they make it sound like he was playing against junior high teams. He was playing against the SEC. He was playing against guys who he's going to play against in the NFL. So he has 300-pound dudes that are sacking him. Like, yes, Alabama's got a great offensive line. He's still getting hit. He's still getting sacked. He still was healthy. I think that's being kind of blown out of proportion, to be honest with you.
I think you get hit a little bit less in Alabama than you would in.
Yes,
I mean, the Panthers line is better, but if he goes to Houston too, like, I don't know. They still do all right.
No, I think everybody's I'm just trying to say, like, he's not playing high school players. He's playing the SEC, so it's not like he hasn't been hit before, you know.
I think people are just scared of another Kyler Murray situation. So but yeah, I'd still would take Stroud over him if I was Carolina.
I would. And that's just a Kyler Murray comp that I don't like.
Okay.
Let's get
it's not really fair, but
no, it's not. But
all right. Ryan, what were you saying?
When we get Dynasty Bread on next week, he'll be in my corner. He's got that SEC bias.
Oh, he has the Bama bias.
Alabama bias.
That's not fair. That's not fair. All right. Real quick, before we get to our Easter egg hunt, free agency leftovers. Looking through the list, there's really only a couple notable names. Running backs here: Zeke, Fournette, and Kareem Hunt. Where would you like them to go?
Ooh.
Zeke, I really just don't want him to go anywhere because he's just going to take away opportunities from someone else. So please stay away. But like, what team can actually use him? Maybe Denver.
Oh, that's actually a great idea.
I'd rather Kareem Hunt there, but I'm trying to think of other teams.
How about
that
the
need
Cowboys?
A running back? Yeah, Cowboys could use him.
The Cowboys are going to be using their pick to get a running back.
If
they will,
I wouldn't.
Not going Pollard.
We talked
feel
about
like
that. We talked
they're
about
going
it.
to aim for Bijan. If they don't get him, they might consider bringing back Zeke.
Ballsy.
I don't know.
Yeah,
what a difference.
I think they got to wait till after the draft to sign these running backs that are available.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be in the summer type of signings. Go ahead.
all three of them are probably going to go to a team that has pretty good opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're right. A lot of these, most likely, you're right. They will just wait till the draft's over, or leading up to it. After some trades and whatnot.
I think we're getting to the time in the NFL where you can see the contracts going to these running backs as well, where they are devaluing the position and using two or sometimes three, like the Eagles did. Which the 49ers are known to do, use multiple running backs, and then they traded for McCaffrey, and they're like, screw that, let's get a stud. Once in a lifetime generational talent running back like McCaffrey. So I don't know. I do think Bijan might be able to drop into that 20 range in the 20 to 25 in the draft there. So
I'm glad you brought that up, Mac. That's a great talking point for us. That really is it's the changing of guard. Like there is going to be a very
we're in that purgatory year right now where we're gonna have to wait for some breakouts and the old timers, the 27, 28-year-olds, 29 in Derrick Henry case, changing over. So it's gonna be interesting this year. Is here a running back going to work in your redraft leagues, or you got to get some good quality guys like a James Conner in the 5th round, and you can stack up on wide receivers early. So speaking of, let's get into our Easter egg hunt. I meant to do some music for this,
but you didn't.
Careful though. It's spicy.
All right.
What kind of eggs you eating?
I don't know.
I thought we were going into like Peter Cottontail or something.
No, I did that because have you seen the Subway Cadbury egg sub?
Oh, I heard that on 98.5 this morning.
Oh, yeah. So,
it's WEI.
Oh. So, yeah, it's a Subway sub with just Cadbury eggs, and it like melted into it. So that's why I did the
Disgusting.
Russell Wilson Subway commercial. I would try it.
Gross.
I know. Pretty gross. All right. So rules real quick, guys. We'll have a little game in them. We're going to talk a little draft picks strategy with our rookie drafts coming up for Dynasty. Excuse me, drawing a blank there. It's been a while. All right. So you got 3 categories to pick from, each with 3 options on the board. It's totally at random, but here's the format right now. You're starting up a Dynasty League, and it's 3 wide receivers. You get to start 3. So obviously you got to prioritize wide receivers probably a bit more than you would normally in a 2 wide receiver league, even though in Dynasty, whatever, just go along with it. So categories, we have movies, we have video games, and we have Bob Ross. So takers, you'll have to check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook and all that. Just a tip, FFP, just search that, follow us and stuff. But you're going to vote on which one of these guys scavenge for the best squad of 3 wide receivers. So picking totally at random. Let's go. Regan, pick a category.
The only one I remember was Bob Ross.
You got movies, video games, or Bob Ross?
Video games.
Video games. All right. Here's a video game. Now, do you recognize this one at all? If you're watching this
Assassin's
on YouTube,
Creed.
play
I was
along.
going to say it's Assassin's Creed as well.
No, it is Resident Evil 4, but close.
Oh, God.
All right.
I was with you, Ryan.
Pick 1, 2, or 3. 3 is over by the fountain. Be sure not to be drowned by a zombie. 2 by the fire pit. Don't be pushed in. And then 1 in the tower. You could be pushed out of the tower by a zombie. Watch out. Which one you picking?
3.
Oh, picking 3. Number 3, you get you get Chris Olave. Excuse me.
Dying?
I am dying a little bit. I need a little drink. Somebody speak. Do you like Chris Olave?
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I love this. Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Nice
I
young
thought
stud.
it was gonna be way worse because I lost.
No. You didn't lose. It's just you
In a
picked
3
random
wide
egg.
receiver dynasty,
Mhm.
Chris Olave is up there, man. That's beautiful.
I know.
All right, Ryan. Give
And
me a
a new
category.
QB.
Bob Ross, baby. You guys see the Owen Wilson trailer for his like Bob Ross
Yes.
knockoff movie?
Yeah,
Looks
you
great.
can't actually use his name, right?
No,
All right.
but it's definitely Bob Ross.
All right, here's Bob Ross.
Hell yeah. There he is.
Do you want 1 in the waterfall? You want to
Oh,
search for an
baby.
egg there? 2 up in the mountains? You got to take a hike up there, or 3 it is afro.
Oh, the best one's got to be in the afro, right? Unless that's what you planned on me saying. I'm going with 3, baby. Here we go.
You are going with 3. All right, then
Get me
you
in
get
that hair.
This is bullshit.
Speaking of hair, Garrett Wilson.
Yes.
All right, so Regan, you have
Stud,
Chris
baby.
Olave, and Ryan, you have Garrett Wilson. Starting
He's
out
gonna have
pretty
Tim
nice.
Boyle throwing him the ball this year.
You saw that pickup?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh,
Tim
no.
Boyle,
Just
baby.
Side Joe Flacco back, please.
That's
All right. All right, Regan. Bob Ross or movies?
Movies.
Movies.
Oh,
All right,
Fast
you
and
recognize this?
Furious?
Yeah, you
Thank
recognize
you.
this one.
Oh my
All
god.
right, choose wisely though. 1,
I'm-
2, or 3. One
Come on.
is
How do I not pick the Skyline? I'll go 2 just because I already picked 3.
so you're going with the Chevrolet.
I'm going Vin Diesel.
All right.
It's a
Eesh.
Chevelle, I believe.
What did I say? Chevrolet. I meant Chevelle. My bad.
No,
So it
Chevy,
doesn't look-
Chevy
Doesn't
Chevelle.
look like a Chevy.
Yeah, I
Oh,
meant
Chevy
Chevelle,
Chevelle.
okay.
You're good.
it's Chevy Chevelle. SS Chevelle. Anyway,
Bell, no.
We don't know shit about cars.
no, we don't.
Regan does.
This is who you get. All right.
I'm
You get
up.
Devonta Smith. You are
Yeah.
going little guys
I-
that are great route runners.
Are
And
there any rotten eggs here?
maybe you guys might be
Oh,
getting
crap.
there.
Crap.
Oh,
You guys are
boy.
picking the right ones. All right, Ryan.
Oh, really?
A few more. A few more. Let's see. You already did Bob Ross. So you get movies or video games.
Good luck, fucker.
We'll go video games again. Here we go.
All right. Video games. Do you recognize this
Uh-oh.
one?
What's up, Fortnite?
Fortnite scenery. All right.
Is it?
1 in the
Okay.
tree, 3 in the trunk of the car. Don't get shot while you're searching in there. And behind the
2 in the
rocks,
bush.
number 2.
No, you're getting shot everywhere in
Alright.
this game.
No, you are, especially up in the open on that hill.
Since
Where
I'm
you
having some Jameson on the rocks, I'm gonna go 2 behind the rocks.
2 behind the
Stop
rocks.
copying me.
Good choice. A little bit of a spoiled egg, maybe, if Jameson Williams is taking over, but that is Amon Ross St. Brown.
I love it. I'll take it.
Capped upside. All right. We'll see. All right, Regan, you get.
Bob.
You want Bob Ross?
That's all I had left, right?
That's all you have left. All right. 1 in his beard, 3 in the happy little trees, or 2 all the way on the mountaintop.
I want to go 1.
I know you want to.
I
There's
have to because I want
special
to see.
treats in his hair.
I want
There's
to
special
go
treats.
1.
All right, we'll go.
This is
we'll
not
go
going to be
1.
good.
Little Garrett Wilson.
Number
Hair,
1,
baby.
Jamar Chase.
On the chin.
Little orange hair,
I
little
don't know how
orange
I got him
uniform. Number
third.
1. Look at that. I went ascending order.
Oh,
so
man.
there you go. All right, Ryan.
Well,
This game
movies
is
for
so-
me, I guess.
This is so
Alave
dumb.
Smith and Jamar Chase. That's nice.
Mhm.
Damn.
All right, movies. Do you recognize this scene?
Is this
Oh.
the Hobbit?
Well, it's Lord of the Rings,
Lord
but
of the
yes,
Rings.
in Hobbiton, that's for sure. So 1 by the
all
giant
right,
ass pumpkin, 2 at the pots, or 3 in the mailbox.
Give me the mailbox here. Let's go mailbox
Ah,
3.
nice. Send it.
Oh my.
Yes.
All righty.
Was there any
Justin
bad ones?
Jefferson.
Not at all, Ryan. Regan.
Really?
Not at all. You think I was
I
going to
thought
make
you would throw in like Sterling Shepard or
Right.
No,
Like,
come on.
I just can't believe this.
Nelson Aguilar.
You're prioritizing wide receivers, so you got to have crappy running backs, but you guys got the
I
wide
always
receivers
do.
you want. So, number one wide receiver last year was Justin Jefferson, 368 points. Ryan has, and then Ryan has Amon-Ra St. Brown, wide receiver 7 on the year. But
Oh, yeah,
like I
baby.
said, Jamison Williams, is he going to
Nah,
take
he's only
over
gonna
a
help.
little bit? I hope so, like Hawkinson did, but I don't know.
Trying to trade Hawkinson right now.
But look at this point differential. Justin Jefferson, 100 more points than Amon-Ra. And he was wide receiver 1. Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra, wide receiver 7. And then you had, who was the other guy you had? Garrett Wilson. In his second year, hopefully he has a more consistent quarterback, but he was wide receiver 21 with 215 total points. But he was targeted 147 times. So a more accurate quarterback. He can get well over 100 receptions. He only had 83. So
he's going to be a stud.
How you liking your squad there, Ryan? Your 3 wide receiver starts there. You love it. All right.
I love it.
Regan, you had Jamar Chase, who missed a few games last year, but he was still wide receiver 11. What did you say?
I had my bet on him that he was not going to do well, and I was right.
And you're right. I mean, he missed week 17 too. We know what happened then. But 4 games missed due to injury, and he was still wide receiver 11. If he stayed healthy the entire year, he'd be top 3. Absolutely.
I was gonna say top 5, but absolutely, yeah. Totally
still a young stud.
On a great team.
And then you have Devonta Smith, who was wide receiver 9 last year. AJ Brown didn't take away too much. AJ Brown was wide receiver 6, but 254 points total, but 95 receptions. Let's see him get over 100 this year, hopefully. And then you had Chris Olave going into his second year as well. Only 198 points, but with Carr, he only targets one receiver, right?
Guy.
And the tight end. So we'll see. He does
Adam
like to throw
Troutman is going to be a top 12 tight end.
It's Juwan Johnson, my sleeper this year.
Oh,
I think
there
they
you
just
go.
grabbed. I can't even remember.
OJ Howard? No, I don't know.
No. OJ Howard went to the Raiders.
He went to the Raiders.
I think it's a great pickup for them.
Yeah,
no one else is there.
Don't waste your time. But yeah, Chris Olave. So let's see who's going to make the bigger jump in their sophomore year. Garrett Wilson. Hopefully he's not stuck with Zach Wilson again. If he is, I don't know. I'm sticking with Chris Olave.
Devontae Smith could finish better than AJ Brown this year.
He was only 3 spots behind him, so
I was going to say it was close last year.
I could see it happening. Their defense has gotten weaker too, so you know how they always stacked up their points in the first half and then they just coasted in the second half. So hopefully the games are going to be more competitive. So, all right, guys. Hopefully that'll be fun. So fun for you guys, you takers out there listening and watching on YouTube. If you could smash the like button and subscribe button, be much appreciated. And go vote what squad you would like better, Ryan's or Regan's, in this Easter egg hunt. We'll post it up on our socials. Just a tip, FFP. I need a break.
Thank God, we're sick of hearing you talk.
I was going to say, I've been talking a lot right there. So let us get into where are we going to next? Dynasty talk with our draft picks here.
Go.
Let us gingerly touch our tips.
You know, because you're so smart and you have all the knowledge. The question here,
That
what? What are you gonna say?
Who are you talking to?
Go ahead, Reeves. Go ahead.
Oh, you guys couldn't hear me because we were muted. What an idiot.
No, you're fine.
Question here: what are we selling for the 102? If you are selling for the 102, and what are you paying for it if you want to buy it? 102. So,
Yep.
my question for this, guys, literally was I wanted to know your predictions or your thoughts on it being, a single QB or super flex. Does that 102 obviously changes for the most part in most leagues as it should? And give me both, scenarios.
Well, I can speak from experience because I was almost trading away Trey Lance, the 104 and 107 for the 102. I was like, that is too pricey.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Yeah, I couldn't pull the trigger on that one. So I would give up Trey Lance in the 107 for the 102, but I don't think that would get the deal done. So I think you're kind of at a stalemate there.
So that would be a super flex.
That would be the super flex league. Yeah.
Because you're getting rid of a QB, so that makes sense because they're probably going to be looking for a QB at 102.
Let them take the chance because who knows if Lance will actually get a good shot. And at taking over an offense for a full season.
In the 102, you're definitely taking a quarterback there. So, I mean, it doesn't really make sense to trade the 104 and Trey Lance either because you're just going to grab one of Young, Stroud, Richardson at 4. And it's a crapshoot between all those guys right now, like who's going to be the best of the best. So at that point, I'd just rather hold on to 4. But I think 107 and Trey Lance is probably what I would give up, what I would feel comfortable giving up to move up to 2. If I was buying, I don't know if I'd want to give up any more. Like maybe if you got a late second, you can throw in a late second, Mac, and I think I might be okay with that. Or like a 24 second just to kind of make it sweet. Or like
what about a 24, the 104 or 107 and my 24 first? Would you take
No,
that?
I don't think I would do that either.
On what side?
Would you accept
Mac
that?
side?
On Mac, I don't think I would give up 107 Trey Lance and a 24 first to move up to 102.
Just the picks.
I think at that point,
Trey Lance.
Oh, no Trey Lance.
Just a 2024 first and my 104.
And you're
I
don't think I would do. I would probably consider 107, but only if you know you're going to be in the top half of the league. If you end up not do that deal.
So the problem I'm having is why I was almost doing that expensive trade is because what if the guy at 101 doesn't need a running back, but he really needs a quarterback?
He should trade out.
He should trade
He
down.
should. Yeah, I think you're right, Reeks.
A 5, but he's not. So what if? Because if the guy doesn't, or a guy does want to sell the 2, and the guy passes on Bijan, even in a super flex,
I tried trading with the 101 with your 104.
He won't accept.
At that point, I would consider like 104 and 107 and maybe throw that at 101. But that's also a trade that you can consider during the draft too, Mac, because most of these drafts guys are longer drafts.
As soon as that 101 goes to, let's say, CJ Stroud, then it's like Bijan is up on the 102. That price is just skyrocketed.
It would, 104, 107, and Trey Lance is a hell of an offer for Bijan Robinson too, because then you if you're in a super flex, you get 2 quarterbacks there, and you're probably going to get you could get Jahmyr Gibbs at 107, who is probably going to be a solid like running back too, or like Zay Flowers or like a top. I don't know. I think that deal would probably get it done, but I don't know. And
I'm just saying,
but at least you'd have that
in
time.
theory. Yeah, in theory,
Yeah.
if that 102 and it's Bijan available, I think the price is going to jump up. So I was like,
It does,
saying,
yeah,
maybe
right.
I should get it now, just in case, because there is a chance. But
That you might have the opportunity at Bijan, and I don't know if that's going to be a realistic outcome.
probably not. Just a small chance.
But I hear what you're
Anyway.
saying. I like get ahead of it. Like get ahead of it. Worst case scenario, you end up with CJ Stroud and you lost Trey Lance. And if it was 107 and Trey Lance, I'd be fine with that. Because it's like, all right, Trey Lance and Zay Flowers for CJ Stroud.
I would accept.
Sure.
It was just another first round. It's like, yeah, that's too pricey.
I would
take
one
of those pieces. Yeah, have to take one of those pieces out. So Regan, to answer your question,
I think you. Oh, sorry, Mac. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. To answer the question, it's either 2 firsts or 1 first and a potential
significant player.
Player, but somebody has potential, not a proven
high upside.
I wouldn't do like a Burrow or Hurts or anybody like that.
No,
not at all. But Kirk Cousins and a first.
There is word that they are trying to shop Kirk Cousins right now and move up in the draft to get a quarterback.
That'd be dumb.
That'd be wild. And they're also talking about getting rid of Cook.
They're gonna cut him, but Dalvin Cook got his surgery, so they can't cut him just yet. So otherwise, they owe him all the money. So just a matter of time before they cut him, and he comes to Miami. Can't wait.
I would say this: if I were trading the 102, because I don't think we touched on that, I think I would be asking the same as that guy. I've gotten because in one league I have the 101 and the 102, and it's a single quarterback. It's weird because it's like 25% bench, so it's like 1 1/4. Yeah. Well, I traded a guy, David Montgomery. I got the 101 out of that, and yeah, I did. I tanked last year. But now my team's going to have Breece Hall, Bijan Robinson, and a whole plethora of players. It's going to be stacked this year. I'm pretty pumped. And I got 2 first-round picks next year. This is like a beautiful dynasty rebuild. If you guys ever wanted to see textbook dynasty rebuild, woo, this is beautiful. But I had a guy ask me about 102 and 101. And I was like, dude, King's ransom. Like, especially before the draft. Like, if you want the pick, I'll listen. But you got to send me some serious stuff. And because it's like I don't know, 1 1/4 quarterbacks. I was like Travis Kelce and Justin Fields, and you can have the second pick. And he was like, "Oh, I can't do that." I'm like, "Well, you can't trade away your 33-year-old tight end and a quarterback in a single quarterback league." I don't know what to tell you. Like those positions aren't like quarterback's not going to be as valuable, and that's a tight end that's going to be out of the league in 2 years. So. That's what I'm like. King's ransom. Like you gotta give me a ton of shit. I think I even threw in David Montgomery in that trade too. I just I was like David Montgomery, Travis Kelce, Justin Fields. I'll do it right now. He was like, no, I can't do that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He can't.
That's fine.
He can't, but that's what it's worth. Sorry.
Yep.
Not your problem.
So I hold out till the draft, honestly, unless you get like that stud, that like crazy deal. Hold out till the draft. You'll get the most value.
Hopefully. As soon as the draft's over, though, those 24 first rounders those prices are going way up.
Skyrocket.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get me some of those. Well, speaking of that, let's talk about the 106, fellas.
Oof.
We're literally just gonna throw my team in it because the takers don't know, but we had a little get together this weekend. Had some burgers, some beers, hung out. It was a great time.
A few beers.
Oh yeah, they were large pounders, and there were several. But anyways, we had a nice conversation on the deck. It was like 60-something degrees out. The women are inside with the kids, and we just talked football for the first time in person in a long time, and it was aggressive, fun, and interesting. It was good because this is, it's really not new to me, but it's still I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure stuff out. I'm not the best salesman is the problem. I'm good at like stashing, keeping stuff, and so on. I'm good at getting picks in the draft, but it's hard to do it outside the draft, meaning a startup. So my 106 in our league, I have no one. I have Kareem Hunt and I have Burrow. Those are pretty much my only.
He's not lying. And James Cook.
And James Cook. Yep. So I literally.
Yeah, Cortland Sutton's fine. You got some.
Let's clarify. This is not my team, and I am taking one for the team by taking over this team. And it was rough, and it is rough. So either way, I have the 106. It's a single QB league. So necessarily, I'm not really holding out for a QB here. Do I trade? Do I leave? What am I doing here with that 106? Is it worth making the pick? Is it worth trying to, multiply it for later in this, in the year? I think my main point to you guys was with this team, like I told you, I only have 2 players of significance to trade, and I'm waiting for maybe somebody to pop up. I'm really not going to be significant in this league for another 4 years, 3 years, 4 years.
I'll be faster than that. You got it.
Well, I'm worst case scenario. So when I look at that 106, it makes no sense to make the pick now, especially for a running back, because in 4 years they're going to be probably out of the league at the rate they're going now.
At the 106, you're not going to get a good running back anyway in a good position. The top 3 are going to be gone by then anyway. So,
yeah. See, I don't know this league, so I don't know if somebody actually is going to go QB. If somebody is going to obviously be John's first, and then from there,
QB will go. Yeah.
So,
can I add some more context, and then I'm going to spin it back to you, Reeks, because I think you made a fantastic point when we were drinking beers and shooting the shit. So this is a single quarterback league, and it's only start 9. So depth isn't isn't as important as it is in other leagues.
So you're saying we should change the format?
Well, eventually, I think I don't know, maybe restart the league. Who knows? But 106 is going to be something like, I mean, you're going to have like Bijan, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Jahmyr Gibbs. And then after that, I mean, it's going to be like Zay Flowers, Zach Charbonnet. It's just not going to Quentin Johnson. It's probably not going to be all that sexy. So you made a really good point, because this is a league where guys overvalue draft picks. Like, they don't trade draft picks, which is great when you're competing, because you can be like I just made a trade last year. It was like the 110 for Miles Sanders and DJ Chark. I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'll take that. I'm going to get 2 players that I'm going to be able to insert in my lineup on a fairly regular basis. But when you're trying to acquire picks, when you're in this like desperate rebuild, it's so hard to get those assets, and those assets are so important to a rebuild. So you had made a good point about trading that pick for, in a league like this where people overvalue picks, for like future picks. So you want to speak on that a little bit?
Well, just in general, I think like I was saying, my pick right now, it's going to be, if I did grab a player, it's going to be useless for the next couple of years. And he's just going to be like Matthew Stafford on the Detroit Lions, sitting there wasting away. And there's absolutely no point. So why wouldn't I grab some picks, see what I can do, elsewhere, but grab some picks for when I think I'm going to be relevant or could be relevant. Now, if I do so, I trade the 106 for a first next year and maybe a first the next year after, or a second. Yep. Now I'm looking at something pretty good, and I'm not wasting a guy right now. I'll have 2 picks in the first next year. I could trade those away next year and grab. It's just a domino effect. What I'm seeing in Dynasty now. Obviously, I don't want the first 10 picks in the league because I don't want a bunch of rookies. So eventually I will have to do exactly what you said and grab a DJ Chark, Miles Sanders for the 110. That makes complete sense. I'm adding 2 guys that I can fit in. So that's why I would be like, all right, trade this now. Next year I get the 101, hopefully. And then I trade my 10 whatever I trade this for 2 decent players. And now I got 3 starters right off the bat. And you only have to start 9. I've already flipped 1/3 of my team in 1 year. So that's how you really got to look at it. So that's how I see it.
I think that's a great point for a league like this. And I listen to Ray GQ a lot, and he always talks about like, know your league. And like, that's how you're going to be able to kind of to build your team the way that you want to build it. And I think in this situation, trading the 106, and I would start, like you said, 24 first, 25 first. That would be my first start. And then I would consider doing that. I would just trade out of this draft. I'd be like, second round pick next. Like I find a guy who has 2 or 3 second round picks next year. Give me 2 second round picks next year and take my second round pick this year, and just try to get as many assets as you can, because then you're multiplying your chances of hitting in the draft, and you're creating more capital where you can trade for veteran players when the time comes. So I think that's a great strategy in this league for sure.
Ooh, mark that as a win for me.
I know,
Hey,
dude. Look at you.
You have multiple second rounds this year.
I have multiple second rounds this year.
Oh no, you don't. I'm sorry.
Wrong leagues,
Yeah,
dude.
right.
I don't have any picks till 25. You know me. In a start 9, if I have any glimpse of competing, I will not have any draft picks for that year or the year afterwards.
Any glasses.
But I do have 3 first. I do have 3 first and 25 though.
Wow.
You good?
Can I have one?
No.
Yeah. Regan, so doing a quick mock, your team, you would end up with Zach Charbonnet. Missed out on Jordan Addison, Quentin Johnson.
Jordan Addison, that's who I was missing out.
But you passed on Zay Flowers there, which I'd probably go Zay Flowers over Zach just because of need, but
Wide
if it's
receiver.
going to be a
I
better
always go wide
landing
receiver.
spot,
Mm-hmm.
but who knows? What if Zach has a great landing spot and then you can flip him for
True.
picks later on during the season when somebody's like, well, I really need that running back stud, that rookie that's breaking out right now to run for the chip.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But if Zay Flowers goes to a really good spot, hopefully not New England.
He visited the Patriots today.
I know. They're all about him. Or you trade back to like pick 10, and then you take a quarterback, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, and then you trade Joe Burrow for picks in the future, and then you just roll with the rookie quarterback and you just tank this year. That's probably what I would do.
That's pretty much what I'm trying to do.
Yep. Just everybody's in a standstill right now. They're waiting for the draft.
I got a couple people come back to me and they're just like, I just don't see QBs. Is that high? Is that worth that much? So I'm like, I understand. But I got somebody reached out to me about, I don't know if I should even say it because they probably listen to the league, but I think it was something that I might do because it was a 2024 first and Dak Prescott.
For what?
For Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow.
I would do
that.
It might have been a second now that I'm saying it.
Yeah.
It might have been a 2020.
I come back. I would come back with a first.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's so I said no. And then today I'm looking at it and I'm like, damn, he's got Cooks now. He's set. He's going to be looking a lot better this year. And it's not because I want to keep him long term. It's because I'll be able to flip him after a good season. So that's what I'm kind of looking into getting another pick out of it.
Yep.
I think it's super flex. That's a significant tier down. So you'd have to really get back those draft assets that you need. But like in single QB, I mean, Dak's going to be what, quarterback 9, 8, and Joe Burrow's going to be quarterback 5 or 6. So I would tier down to Dak, and I would aim. I mean, I would aim for 24 first, but if you got honestly, like with your team, and again, like this is because your team is such shit, it's not going to compete for at least until 25. I would consider a 25 first. And then if you have that 25 first next year, that pick's going to be super valuable middle of the season.
Mhm.
And you can think about how you want to flip that.
Mm.
But yeah,
Noted.
All right. Good stuff. We've been going on for like an hour here. You got
As usual.
anything else?
who's
to
got Dak Prescott? I'm checking this out now.
add?
I could have sworn I saw that, and then I went back and looked at it, and then I was like,
Different
I don't
league, right?
I don't see that. No, it was our league. I
Oh,
believe.
this league. Oh, Tony then.
He had,
Oh, yeah, it is Tony.
does
Yep.
he have Higgins?
Yep.
Yeah.
He has
And John-
Higgins. Yeah.
and Joe Mixon.
Oh,
2 years
Yep,
ago, he
yep.
freaking he destroyed me in the playoffs.
I have his 25 first, but I would aim for a 24 first. See what he
There you go.
does.
I do that.
And then you could throw in like a 25 third or some shit like that just to make it look a
Well,
little
don't
cushy,
care
you
about.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Swap out
exactly.
another pick. Yeah. One of those long shot ones.
I like it.
All right.
You don't want to just
That
keep
was-
talking, Mac? You're going to
I
let this
do.
clock
I
limit us
do.
on how long we can.
I
We
mean,
do have
I
to trim out Ryan's little
I do.
spiel.
I know. But not like 8 minutes.
We could probably
worth.
trim out the first
Only like
15
5.
minutes of the episode, I think.
Probably can. A lot of that Mac Jones talk was a waste of time. So, well,
Yeah, fuck Mac
takers,
Jones.
that was a mouthful of tips right there. So, thank you, takers, if you made it this far in the episode.
Hines has been coming all night long, but then he pulls out, and it's just hard. It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big.
You got holes in your dynasty league. It is hard to rebuild, like Regan's experiencing. So stick with us. We'll help you through it. Next time you hear from us, hopefully we have Dynasty Brit. We talk about the rookies. He has a whole tier list, so check him out at Dynasty Brit on Twitter. Just a little preview of what he's writing up for 5-yard
reading it.
rush and talking to us. So it'll be a good time. And you want to hear a British accent, don't you? It's better than our voices. So,
We're gonna have so many chicks on here.
well, listening to us, not on. Don't false advertise.
You know what I mean? What was that? The Man Show?
The bad show. That's
The
a
Man
throwback.
Show. Oh,
Remember
yeah.
that?
Is
All
that
right.
Tom? Oh my God, what was his name? I was gonna say Tom Warner, but that's not
It's a
right.
guy that
I
has
know.
his own show now. I forget his name.
Roseanne's ex-husband,
Oh, God.
Tom Hanks.
No.
No. Mr.
I know.
Typewriter?
Man
Tom
show
Arnold.
is Jimmy
Tom
Kimmel
Arnold.
and Tom
Jimmy
Arnold.
Kimmel. Wasn't
Was it
Joe
Tom
Rogan.
Arnold?
Oh, what was the other guy's name? I can't remember.
That's okay. We need to not talk about this so we don't lose subscribers.
Yeah, seriously. I can't remember. It's all good. I can't say I really watched the show. I was too sheltered. If you made it this far, takers, just download the episode, share our tips with your league mates, your friends and family, your moms. They love our tips. Just keep sharing them around. Trying to help you guys out and help us out too. Let us know
Yes.
anything you want to hear. Hit us up. We'll discuss it. We'll talk to you guys about it. Pick our brains. All right, guys. You got anything for the leftovers?
I got 2. Are you recording the Bruins game?
No.
Good. They
No.
won. So they need 2 more to win the record.
Yep.
Second off is great question. Great thing
I
out
win
there.
my bet. Thank you, Burns. Sorry.
There you go. No, you're good. Just telling the takers to send in their questions. You two have been doing an amazing job doing a couple smaller videos, and we could definitely do that with your questions as well. Just if you got a good talking point, we can break it out individually and help you guys out and probably help out more people because they brought up the same question.
So, Ryan, did you watch that Bill Russell documentary yet?
No, what's it on?
It's on Netflix. Told you about it a while ago.
I was gonna say
Oh,
Bill
nice.
Russell, idiot.
No, I haven't.
Regan, have you watched it? It's
Oh,
great
I
stuff.
didn't know.
No, I don't have time to freaking watch TV.
Yeah, check it out. Netflix, like 3 episodes. You're good.
When?
John Wick, John Wick 4 though.
Oh,
Pretty
good.
cool. Too long, but pretty cool.
no such thing.
Yeah, you'll know what I mean in like the first big battles. You'll know what I mean. But it's still a good time. Go see it in IMAX. Still a great time.
Ted Lasso
see
season
Mario
3
then.
has not disappointed.
I
I
haven't
do
even
want to see
started.
Mario.
I do want to see more.
Ted Lasso season 3, good. Mario, good. And Shrinking on Apple TV with Jason Segel, also a very good show.
Came out of nowhere. A lot of people. are talking
Harrison
about that.
Ford and Jason Segel, yeah, fantastic, very well done.
You said the name of the show. I thought you had a problem we had to talk about with the doctor. But we want to be there so we can laugh.
That's in the works. We'll figure it out. I could
It's
use somebody
like-
to talk to every now and then besides you
the
guys.
shoulder.
Absolutely, especially with that problem. Were you in the pool?
All right, great to see you guys. Good stuff.
Wow.
Good
First
to see you,
episode down.
Yep, season 3. Got to be bigger, and badder tips. Just like
Go
Batter?
To see
I don't know.
Have
Fatter,
shitty
fatter.
tips for you guys.
No. Oh God. Good night, takers.
Good night.